Good morning students and welcome to the class of English. Children, in the previous video I have already discussed various things about report writing. So let's continue after that. Some other important points which we must keep in our mind while writing a report. So let's begin. Children, I have already discussed with you the report writing format, but some other important things are there, that is which I have been given over here. So first section is title section. It includes the name of the author and the date of the report preparation. So, title of the report, date and the author, these things are included in the title section. Then at last summary is there. So, there needs to be summary of the major points, conclusions and recommendations. It needs to be short as it is a general overview of the report. Some people will read the summary only and skim the report, so you make sure you include all the relevant information. It would be best to write this last, so you will include everything, even the points that might be added at the last minute. Children, suppose if you are reporting about the annual function of your school, you are the reporter and you are preparing the report for school magazine. What happens that you have prepared your final draft of the report, and at the last some teacher or some person informs you that beta kindly include this point also. So what happens? It's very troublesome for you that where we will add that point. So what you can do, you can add that point in the summary also. So the last minute point can be added along with the summary. And the summary must be very clear. Alright children. Next is introduction. The first page of the report must have an introduction, and you will explain the problem and show the reader why the report is being made. You need to give a definition of terms if you did not include these in the title section, and explain how the details of the reports are arranged. So see children, the report, when you start writing, you can mention that why you have written the report and what all things are there in your report. Like suppose if it is for annual function, so principal's address, chairman's address, programs, what programs were there, and then at last the word of thanks. So all these things, if in a short way you can present in the introduction, so it will make the mind of the reader very clear that what he is going to have in the report. Then comes the body. This is the main section of the report, and there need to be several sections with each having a subtitle. Information is usually arranged in order of importance, with the most important information coming first. So children, there would be various programs in the you can say annual function of the school, but the most applauded program you will mention in the beginning, the most liked program you will mention in the beginning. So in the same way, if it is for the newspaper, so most important information must come in the beginning, and then it must be followed by the other important information. Then in the conclusion, at last, when a report has been completed, there is where everything comes together. Keep this section free of jargons, as most people will read the summary and conclusion. So children, as I told you that you can write the summary and conclusion to make the last point getting added there, and then you can also write a conclusion, so that after some people they don't have time, they just read the conclusion, alright, or they are only interested in conclusion. So your conclusion must be very clear. Don't use jargons. Jargons means, children, these are the words or phrases that are particular to any area, any language, or any country. Alright, your language of the conclusion must be cosmopolitan. Cosmopolitan means the language which can be understood by everyone. So jargons you can keep for the body. So means at the body you can add the jargons. Then comes the recommendations. This is what needs to be done. In plain English, explain your recommendations, putting them in order of priority. So whatever recommendations you want to give for your after writing the report, you can write them. Then comes the appendices. Appendices means they are that some persons might be interested in contacting with the organizers, the authorities, school authorities, where the function has been held. So in appendix you can give their name and phone number and address. Now some points to score high marks in report writing. Now children, use names and pronouns. See, I, he, her. See, when you write about yourself and others at the scene, avoid outdated expressions like this. this officer and the above mentioned person or official number 1. Right. See, there are certain people who advocate that use of impersonal terminology brings in guaranteed objectivity and accuracy, but it is not true. You have the same integrity whether you are calling yourself I or this officer. And think about this, if you were testifying in court and so on to tell the truth, you would use everyday language I, me in your testimony. Follow the same practice in your reports. Alright, so you have to use the names and the pronouns, means I, he, her in short. Don't use like the above mentioned person, the official number 1, because then it is not clear the above mentioned person, who the above mentioned person it is, and who this officer is, and who this official number 1 is there. So you can use I, he, her or the name of the person. Limit yourself to one idea per sentence. So short, straightforward sentences are easy to read and understand and save time for everyone. So you will appreciate this time saving tip when you are reviewing a report to prepare for an important business meeting. Also, the longer a sentence is, the more likely you are to make an error. Short sentence and the structure in English generally begin with the noun, and the grammar is simple. Complicated sentences on the other hand require complicated punctuations and they open the door to sentence errors. Children, you are writing a report, suppose it is for a newspaper. Just a mistake of a comma or a semicolon, you will be understood in different manner. Okay, and try to limit yourself to 3 commas per sentence. If a sentence has more than 3 commas, it's probably too complicated to be read easily and it may contain usage or punctuation errors. So see, use punctuations but limit them according to need. Don't use more punctuations. See, punctuations are there. Use punctuations because they make the language, the written material very decorative and easy to read. But the punctuation should not create confusion. Be as clear and specific as possible. So contacted is vague. Did you visit, phone or email the witness? Residence is just as confusing. House, apartment or mobile home, always strive for clarity. So if you see what these words are saying, actually contacted. Have you contacted that person? Instead of saying this, you can say, did you visit there? Did you phone or did you email the witness? Instead of using the word residence, you can use house, apartment or mobile home. So be very clear and specific. Use simple language. Now this word since is very easy to understand. In place of in as much as, pertaining to. These are the fancy and time wasting words. This you can use while you are writing your literature exam. Alright, because they will give you marks. But in report writing you have to be very simple and easy. So since is the correct word in place of in as much as or pertaining to. Stick to observable facts. So conclusion, guesses, hunches and other thought processes do not belong in a report. Stick to the facts means what you think, what you conclude, what you guess may not come in a report, because report it is based on facts. So a statement like he was aggressive won't stand up in court. You can however write Jackson clenched his fist and kicked the chair. See, very clearly the thing has been clarified. He was aggressive. See, aggressive means angry. Instead of it, if you give the detail that Jackson clenched his fist and kicked the chair, it means he has done something. It has come from the report. But the earlier sentence, he was aggressive, does not give the clear picture. So stick to observable facts. Be factual. Write in paragraphs. Organizing information in groups has 2 more important benefits. Your report is more logical and easier to understand. So write your report in paragraphs. Use paragraphs. Use active voice. A widespread mistaken notice is that passive voice guarantees objectivity and accuracy. See, in most of the cases, we use passive voice, but however, it is not true. Writing a sentence like a revolver was seen under the nightstand does not guarantee that you are telling the truth. It is much simpler to write, I saw a revolver under the nightstand. It means when you are using the active voice, I has come first, subject is there. It means yes, it is true because some person is there who has seen that. But when you simply say a revolver was seen, it means who has seen? Is there any eyewitness? No. So it means use active voice. Use bullet style. So bullet style is nothing but a style you have probably been writing shopping lists all your life when your mother asks you to bring something from the grocery shop nearby. So what do you write when you are giving a list to bring the articles from the market? Number 1 this, number 2 this, number 4 this, or you make star or you make the bullets as you like. So in this way you can also use the way to write the details of the report. Like Michael Jordan told me. Now what Michael Jordan told? He and Maria have been fighting a lot. She was drunk when he came home from work. She threw a package of frozen chicken at him and he didn't touch her. So in this way you have presented the information. So it gives the clarity also. Now children, let me tell you a sample report. So this is the question. Recently your school held a seminar on conservation of water as a part of World Water Day celebrations. As a school pupil leader of Maryland School Gurgaon, write a report in 100 to 125 words for a local daily. Sign as Preetam or Preeti. This question has come in the board exam of Delhi 2010. So children, now this is the answer. First there will be title of the report, Seminar on Water Conservation, then byline by Preeti, and then place, Maryland School. Now then you write the date and place. So Gurgaon, 16th of March 2000 XX. Our school organized a seminar on water conservation as part of the World Water Day celebrations on 13th of August 2000 XX. The main aim of this seminar was to remind us all about the need to save the government and the non-government organizations in providing help. Water as it is a precious source imperative for our survival. So this is the introduction line. Distinguished environmentalists and eminent personalities were our guest speakers, and they reiterated the need not only of conserving water but also spoke at length on how to conserve water by stressing upon the fact that each drop of water is precious. Dr. Yasraj and eminent environmentalists suggested rainwater harvesting as one of the best way to conserve water. Using visual aids to highlight this discourse, he suggested that to ensure availability of water for the future generations, the withdrawal of fresh water from an ecosystem should not exceed its natural replacement rate. The seminar concluded on the note that water conservation is the most cost-effective, environmentally sound way to reduce our demand for water, and so each one of us must do a bit towards improving water management to enhance optimum use of water. The second place was description and third is this is conclusion. There is one more sample children. You are Ramesh or Rani, Sports Secretary, Government Senior Secondary School, Chandigarh. Last Monday, an inter-school 20 over cricket match was played on your school ground. Write a report in 100 to 125 words on the match. It has come in the compartment exam of All India 2010. So heading will be inter-school 2020 over cricket match. Ramesh, Sports Secretary. It is byline. So Government Senior Secondary School, Chandigarh, 17th January 2006. Last Monday, an inter-school 20 over cricket match played in our school ground between Kendriya Vidyalaya Sector 4 and Central School Sector 37. It was one of the most thrilling match that we all had seen, as the winner was decided only after the last ball of the match had been bowled. Kendriya Vidyalaya won the toss and chose to bat. They set a target of 130 runs in 20 overs for the opposition team, who beat them in the last ball of the match by hitting a boundary, which took their score to 131 runs. Central School had to make 10 runs in the last 2 balls in order to win. Their star batsman ABC scored a 6 followed by a fantastic boundary to take his team to victory. It was a great match with a nail-biting finish, and all the spectators present, they thoroughly enjoyed watching it. So children, this was the second sample, and I think you will get benefited with the discussion of these samples. So children, this was all about the report writing, and hope that you would get benefited about report, and you will be able to write a good report after this discussion in the 2 videos. So till my forthcoming video children, goodbye and thank you.